All right, so this is the Nerdy Nonsense podcast. We're just two nerdy geeky guys that like to talk about stuff. This is episode 78.
Which will be the last episode of this season, as we're gonna take our usual holiday break, I guess, after this.
Yes. And we'll be
Sure.
back hopefully in the second
For-
week in January.
Yeah, second. Yeah.
But yeah, a little weird news from this weekend that I.
It was a big
forgotten
week.
about.
It was a big week of many stuff.
But I guess I'll just kind of breeze through
Sure.
what I did this week.
Mhm.
Wasn't a whole lot. Continued to play Liza P. I think I'm at chapter 12 or 11 now. The story
Out of
really
how many chapters?
I think there's 15 or 16 total.
Oh, okay. So like a quarter, maybe, more or less.
Yeah, I'm like I want to say 12 or 14 hours in so far.
Hmm.
I probably could have breezed through it a lot faster, but I kept stopping because I wanted to find like certain armor sets, or it's not armor, it's cosmetics, like outfits and masks and stuff. And then you have to find weapons, and
That's
then you have
me.
to upgrade the weapons.
Yeah, that's me with games. I get sidetracked by side mission, collectibles, that kind of stuff.
So I was trying to do that, and then that's why it took a lot longer because I had to keep going back to like 3 or 4 chapters before to find something. Because I was like, crap, I forgot to get it. But I like the game a lot so far. The gameplay is still really, really good. I started actually using my laptop and hooked that up to the TV because it was easier to play it that way.
Yeah.
And it's actually played surprisingly well. I was very impressed. The other thing that I started watching a show called Shangri-La Frontier.
I don't think I hear about it.
It started in October 1st. I don't remember where it's airing because I've been downloading the Japanese with English subtitles.
Oh, it is an anime or just live action?
It's an anime.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
It's basically a kid who likes to play really shitty games, like really bad RPGs, because he finds the challenge fun. And this girl that likes him gets him into this game that's actually really, really good. It's like a AAA, perfectly balanced, great MMORPG online.
Yeah.
And he's like incredible at it because he's so used to playing crappy games that he's Allison thinks it doesn't make any sense, but to me it makes sense. Like if you're so used to waiting for bosses to do this, or you're more aggressive because bosses in certain frames have hyper armor or whatever, like it kind of makes sense. But I think I'm 4 episodes in now, or 3 episodes in. The 6th episode just came out today, or last night, I think. So I'm excited. I want to keep watching it because it's not like a regular isekai anime where it's the guy dies and ends up in another world. It's like actually just 2 nerds playing video games together.
Huh.
It's like interesting again. It's kind of like Dot Hack Sign if you ever watched that, but instead of them being stuck inside the game and hacking it, he's actually just really good at it. Which is kind of fun. And there was something else that I was watching too that had just started. That wasn't anime. I don't remember what it was, but that just came back. Sorry, was Eminence in the Shadows. The first season's really weird. I'm 3 or 4 episodes in, I think.
Is that an anime or
It's an anime.
Oh, okay.
It's like these people called shadow brokers, and they're basically like loners almost, and they kind of do stuff behind the scenes because no one ever notices them, and they kind of like secretly control the government or something. I don't fully understand how it works yet, but they have like special powers and stuff. But it's pretty interesting. From what I gathered so far, they're trying to overthrow the shadow government, like, or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I was like, that sounds cool. So, and then I think that's it. Yeah. Well, we did watch the Imagineering story, the second season.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like this one as much as the last season because I felt like they kind of mentioned some of these in the last season, like specifically the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I thought it was a little redundant, but it was interesting. The Big Thunder Mountain, like the whole story behind that was really. I knew what it was beforehand, but hearing it from the Imagineers and how they were trying to plan it out was really. The food one was interesting too, but I think they kind of made it more glorified than it really is. It was fun.
yeah. And then the Big Thunder Mountain.
Right. That one I knew the story behind it, but hearing like how they were planning the story, like from the Imagineers' perspective, was really cool.
I also like the fact that the Disney Paris one is in the middle of the freaking lake.
It's in the middle of the lake. It goes underwater,
I
and
know. I
it
was
is
like,
the longest and fastest one to date so far.
I like that one. I was like, holy shit, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I think they made mention to it in the last season, but I really want to go to Disneyland Paris after this specifically because they have the Phantom Manor, which is a completely different take on Haunted Mansion, and then they also have the Tower of Terror. Well, the Tower of Terror is now the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout or whatever now, but they have the roller coaster for the Avengers, which looks really cool. So I really want to go to Disneyland Paris now. So what have you been up to?
Let's see. I saw 2 movies this week. The first one was Priscilla. This is directed by Sofia Coppola and pretty much is based on the memoirs of Priscilla Presley and her whole romance, marriage with Elvis. Everything is from her point of view, and it is really a good movie, well shot and everything. And yeah, Elvis is a son of a bitch.
When that movie came out, I was like, they're gonna glorify him again. But he was really a
Oh yeah,
giant
no, no,
asshole.
no, no, no. You can see in this the guy is an asshole. He's grooming her because, and I didn't know this, but they met when she
was a lot younger. When
she
they
was
first met.
15, like 15,
Yeah.
and then he just kept robbing her and was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get together and this and that," and he got her on her leash for a couple of years before she was like of age, and then finally came marrying all that stuff. But yeah, the story is really interesting. The movie is really interesting. When the story is actually sad, but yeah, but yeah, and although one thing, and a lot of people on the internet is making the same joke that uh, if someone makes a movie with Elvis and the lead actor that is playing Elvis is making the voice, please put subtitles. Jesus Christ, sometimes was difficult to understand him, and I know. Oh well, English
He
is not,
has that very thick, like weird Tennessee accent.
and also it's like sometimes he's like whispering. And I'm like, okay, English is not my second language, and I know even 20 years here, I'm not gonna get some stuff from some people because of the accent. But I'm not the only one online saying that. I'm like, okay, I feel vindicated. But yeah, If you have your actor doing his impression pretty much, please put subtitles because sometimes were difficult to understand what he was saying. But otherwise, a really good movie. I really like it. I guess it's in my top 20 of the year or whatever. Um, but yeah, really good. And then the second one that I saw was the Marvels, the new MCU movie. Uh,
Yeah, I completely forgot it was coming out this weekend, and we didn't
yeah,
get to buy tickets. Was it good? Did you
I
like it?
like I like it. It was really fun. Far from the best MCU, really far from the worst. Which again, the internet is already, especially those people are making it the worst thing and this and that. And money wise, it's not making that well. I think it got the lowest opening of the MCU so far. But again, we are at
Lower than Ant-Man, really?
yeah, a lowest
Wow.
opening. But again, this movie, we knew this movie from the get go was gonna get a difficult battle because you have your incels that hate women, the people that hate Brie Larson because she doesn't smile or was what you call it opinionate on the fact that not many female films and the fact that some people are like, oh, she should smile and whatever. Uh, then also you have the whole the fact that Phase Five, aside from some of the TV shows and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 haven't performed well due to many factors. Disney not promoting it well, the whole strike happening, the whole knowing that Marvel and Disney were over pushing their BFX artists and all that stuff. So a lot of bad press regarding Disney. And then on top of that, obviously we got the strike, so you couldn't have any of the stars promoting the film at all for the last couple months. So the movie had a lot of things going against it, and obviously, just a couple of weeks, that article from Variety that at this point is a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is a hit piece," but it's emboldening those that were already against the movie some way. So all of those factors are contributing a low opening. Hopefully, this changes by the word of mouth because again, ignoring the people that are already going into hating this movie before even seeing it or anything like that, is getting okay reviews. A lot of people are saying is like me saying it is fun, it's a good time. Um,
The biggest, and obviously I haven't seen the movie yet, but the
yeah.
biggest criticism I've been seeing is they kind of retcon some stuff from Secret Wars. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, they don't reckon anything.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I
Uh,
was like, it's a little
they
boring.
there's some stuff that they ignore, kinda, that doesn't feel what you call it
Fit the narrative.
fit the narrative of Secret Invasion, but also they mention stuff from Secret Invasion as well as WandaVision and Miss Marvel. So it's not like they're ignoring what happened before, but for sure there's some stuff like mainly Nick Fury doesn't feel the same character as we left him on Secret Invasion.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah, like I said, the movie is not perfect. It has a lot of stuff that could do better. Like I said, that is one of those. The fact that it's a little short and maybe 20 minutes more could be better to flesh out the story because some stuff felt like they were just rushing to it. Also, there is what is it? Oh yeah, the villain wasn't. The motivations of the villain are kind of good, but again, this is a criticism from about the MCU from day one, so it's not a big of a deal that the villain isn't that uh,
Memorable.
memorable. But again, this has been happening since day one, even during the quote unquote golden age of the MCU.
The
Uh,
biggest criticism, aside from the not the retconning, but I guess the ignoring of stuff that happened in Secret Invasion was basically that the villain is just a gender swapped Ronan the Accuser. I don't know how true that
Uh,
is,
yeah, there's some of it, kinda.
but
But
I don't
yeah,
know. I'm still excited. I've heard from a lot of people that it is a lot better than the first Miss Marvel movie.
oh yeah, it is. It is very fun. Kamala and Monica steal the show, and also the cans steal the show. Uh, but yeah, it's so fun. The interaction between all three is amazing. And there's a couple things at the end of this movie that are opening to bigger things into the MCU. Obviously, I won't spoil it, but unlike other movies that set up things that probably might not happen, or that like could this happen? I don't know. These two actually are opening things that hopefully Marvel capitalize sooner than later. Not to kill the what you call it, the momentum. So if they capitalize on those two things that they set up on this movie, then it will be a good time. But yeah, that. So again, yeah, I like it. Again, not the worst, not the best, but it is something in the middle towards the good. So yeah. Other than that, TV shows, Loki season 2 was the finale this week, and oh my god, this show is amazing. The finale was so fucking great. How we left the Loki character in this has been a great. His character progression between season 1 and 2 has been amazing. Like, oh my god, yeah. I cannot talk more about without spoiling and stuff, but oh my god, this show, the way that it ended, was so amazing. One thing though that probably won't spoil because it's already being talked about. It looks like this will be we won't be getting a third season. They pretty much close on his character, although I have ideas how he can might return. But yeah, the directors has have come out and say no, we thought about this show as a two-parter, closed book. So if Marvel wants to use Loki in the near future, good. But we created this show to be a two-parter. So, but yeah, the show is amazing. So yeah,
So you're what you're saying is we're not getting a.
season 3 now.
Okay.
If
I kind
Marvel
of
is
figured that his entire like character arc was completed now, or at least that's what I've
his
heard.
character arc is completed. If Marvel wants to use him for something else, which I have some ideas how he can be used in the near future, sure. But yeah, his character arc for the most part regarding to this show is complete. So what else? Invincible season 2 continues being great. Like this episode, they did some big modifications to the comics in some points, which it kind of went better than the comics. Also, the thing from the comics was a long time ago that at this point kind of I think
It
this
was a
one.
product of the time, and I know that the original writer of the comic said that there were some things he wanted to
Oh
change
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
kind of not be kind of terrible.
yeah, or at least to be more within the times. But yeah,
Right.
so far so good. Great show. What else? Oh yeah, on Apple TV was this week debuted was the first episode of For All Mankind season 4. I mean, and this show is amazing. Pretty much the premise is that this is a look at the alternate history in which Russia was the ones to get to the moon first, and that pretty much cascade this whole alternate history. Like then that made the U.S. Try to fight more to go into space to the point that now we're getting into Mars and all the stuff, and the political landscape changed to how it was in real life. Some events are different. And one thing that they do on every season, because each season jumps a decade. So I think it started in the 60s, they went to the 70s, the 80s. or I think they jump a couple seasons somewhere in there. But right now we're in the 2000s,
Hmm.
and I like each season that they open, they recap or not recap, but they show what happened during that decade in pop culture, aside from the what was important during that decade, and obviously some stuff are different. Like this is not a spoiler that is gonna break the show at all because they're focusing more on the characters in this whole space race to Mars and or the moon in the beginning of the season and all that stuff. But for example, John Lennon was never killed, so you see him getting involved in some events that pop culture. So, for example, for this one, for this season, they have John Lennon playing Super Bowl, whatever number it is, and they said in the news in a newspaper, and it was like the biggest record Super Bowl history or whatever. And it was an older looking John Lennon, so that's one of the difference. Uh, Al Gore won the election instead of Bush, for example. In this one, what else? There was the Clintons divorce in this reality. So that's one of
Yes, I remember because they're doing the '90s right now, right?
they jump between the and right now they're doing the 2000, but they were showing stuff happening between the 90s and the 2000s.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I saw a clip on TikTok and I was like, "What the fuck is this show?" And then I looked it up and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, every
It
season
kind
they.
of reminds me. I don't know if you ever heard of the show, or it was a book first, I think. But it
Mhm.
basically, it's like a retelling of history where if the Nazis won World War II.
Oh, the man of the Iron Castle, I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
The
I
Man
saw
in
the
High Castle. The Man in the
High
High
Castle.
Castle.
High Castle. Yeah, I saw the show.
This kind of reminds me a lot of that, but in a much better way because they
Oh,
kind of go through the decades.
oh yeah, they
differently.
jump. They jump into a lot each season. The man on the High Castle, I think they just stuck. They were mostly stuck in the 50s and 60s.
Right. Exactly.
They didn't move forward that much. So, but yeah, this show, I like the show, and like I said, they're gonna be playing every Friday, coming out every Friday. So it was just the first episode, and then what else? And then other than that, I've been watching Attack on Titan again because it ended last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
I
Right
think
now,
it
I'm
was officially 2 weeks ago in Japan.
yeah. So right now I'm on the last season, actually, season 4. It should be finishing today, if not tomorrow. Just like people were telling me, it gets better on season 3. I agree on that. Um, that though season 3 is still a little shaky for me. Season 4 is actually better. Actually got me interested into the show. Especially many of the topics are very topical right now. The way that the show went, I was like, this sounds familiar to what's happening right now, a little bit. So yeah, but we'll see how it ends. And then what else? What else? Other than that, not much. Again, next Saturday I should be traveling to see my family, so I won't be able to do much TV or stuff like movies like that. Anyways, and yeah, that's pretty much it for what I've been doing. So I guess we can jump into the news. And obviously, the biggest news of this week was that the SAG strike is over. So last week was a roller coaster of the studios coming back and saying. So let's. I have like a timeline. Let me see. So on Sunday, it was reported that the studios responded back to the SAG with a really bad stipulation regarding AI. They wanted to keep the rights to use the dead celebrities without on the likeness of celebrities without paying their state without having consent from the states
From
or
the estates, yeah.
Yeah, or making a one-time payment to have a background out actor be scanned, and then using the likeness for forever. The
There was some
Cypress,
other weird. I don't know if you saw, but
yeah,
there. Not to
there
cut
were
you off,
more.
but there was
Yeah,
some other weird stipulations in there that like they didn't have to pay them if they were using the AI likeness in commercials and stuff too, which is
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. There were a
Like
lot
the
of
whole thing was absolutely insane.
yeah. So the SAG responded back on this, and on Tuesday the studios agreed to meet over that and fix pretty much this. Then during the week it continued. They took I think a break on Wednesday or something like that. Uh, then on I want to say Wednesday night the studios sent back a response to the SAG after they meet up over this AI stuff, and they were like, "Oh, we're giving the SAG a couple hours to answer to this deal, which was supposed to be the final deal." And officially on Wednesday night, the SAC was like, "Okay, this looks good," so they agreed to end the strike. It officially ended on November 9th, which was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night. But just like the other stuff, the writer guild, they had to go into a vote first between the the leadership of the union, which it went on, I think on yesterday or Friday. I know it passed with a 86% of approval, and then it needs to go into voting for the whole all members, which from what I saw should be on Tuesday. But as of November 9th, the strike is officially over, so everyone can go back into promoting stuff, which a lot of people right away started promoting the shows that they released in the last couple of weeks. Brie Larson, Iman Bilani, for example, were able to go to the first special, not special screenings, but the first screenings for the Marvels on Thursday to surprise guests and all that stuff. Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson also went to I want to say the Tonight Show, the Jimmy Fallon one on Thursday night as well to promote the last episode of Loki and the Marvels.
Oh, the late night with Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
Yeah, the land. Yeah, so pretty much everyone went crazy over starting promoting on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever. Based on the information that we got from the SAG, they were able to get 1 billion in new wage and benefit plan funding. They got a streaming participation bonuses, a 7% general wage increase, 11% background actors wage increase, informed consent and compensations for AI. So it looks like they got at least 90% of the stuff that they wanted on AI. Um, I haven't seen a proper lineup of what the studios got regarding that, but it looks like they got pretty much all that they want, almost all that they wanted. The SAG and many
Yeah, I
things.
haven't seen anything
Yeah,
negative so far, but I guess we'll have to wait and see when they actually vote on it, if it's tomorrow or Tuesday.
yeah. The president of the SAG, Fran Drescher, had a conference yesterday to the media, and they were talking about those kind of things. Like I said, they were able to pretty much get most of the stuff that they wanted. So yeah, the strike is over. Will be a 3-year contract, and I know animation and something else is next year. Their contract is up. So already the Writers Guild and the SAG are telling them uh, if they're gonna go into if the studios don't agree to their terms, then we're gonna be up there with you guys. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, and because of all that, There has been a lot of shifting and movement in movies and TV. Um, there's a lot of things to list, but I know a lot of TV shows are starting right now to rush up into starting shooting and production now that the SAG is over. Uh, I know fuck, I forgot his name. David Harbour from Stranger Things came out yesterday, I think it was, saying that he got a call from Netflix, the Stranger Things guys, and they were like, "Can you get on a plane on Monday to Atlanta so we can start this?" And he was like, "Sure." So apparently, Stranger Things is gonna start shooting on Monday. I know Abbott Elementary is also starting production, and John Sheldon, I think, for NBC, whichever has the right for those two. They set up the newest season that they're gonna be shooting is gonna be short. It's like 10 episodes each or something, but they're gonna start right away. And then a lot of shows as well are doing the same thing, starting right away, getting their cast together. So yeah, same with movies. Let me see. I have regarding to this. Just wanna double check. So, for example, Ryan Reynolds, again, the same day, the day after the strike was over, uh, posted an update on Deadpool 3. He said that it will be released on summer 2024, so they're going to go back to work right away. And also introduce Duckpool. So we're going to get Duckpool in the film. And it's one of those ugly, cute dogs dressed as Deadpool. And to the point, and again, the marketing for the Deadpool movies is so good that they already set up the an Instagram account for this dog, and whoever is posting is acting like the dog is actually movie star. So it's actually funny. Disney later confirmed that it will be released on July 26th of next year. So, but also they shifted a couple of their films. Again, because of the SAG of the strike, and now they more or less can figure out when the stuff can be released, since now they can start shooting. The first one is Mufasa, the Lion King, is moving to December 20th of 2024. Uh, this is a prequel for the Lion King. Captain America: Brave New World is moving to February 14, 2025. Thunderbolts is moving to July 25, 2025. Braid is moving to November 7, 2025. So with this, the only MCU movie for next year will be Deadpool 3. Some people pointed out this. I was like, oh, yeah, it's interesting. We might be getting some TV
I think
shows.
some things might get changed now that because we're literally just fresh off the heels of the SAG strike being over. But I have a feeling that it might end up being just Deadpool next year, and then we'll probably get 2 or 3 films in maybe late 2024, beginning of 2025. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see. Because Captain America had a lot of stuff shoot already. So the fact that it was moving to 2025 February was surprising to many. But based on some reports that I've been seeing, is because it hasn't tasted that well on screeners, and they are
Yeah,
reshooting and stuff.
from
Also,
what I've
there's
read, the I guess the CGI is really bad.
well, the CGI I wouldn't put that much. Again, this
I
screen
wouldn't either, but
because this
I
screeners,
know
yeah, the screeners normally are never finished on the CGI kind of stuff.
right, exactly.
But other thing that I heard about that, again, is a rumor at this point, is that there is one character that is supposed to be introduced here that is called Sabra, which is a Jewish Israeli mutant member of some fictional uh, covert operations set in Israel, and obviously because of the things that are happening right now, apparently Disney might be changing some of that. That might be another reason why they're doing a lot of shooting reshoots. There
Oh, I
might
didn't even think
be,
about that. Yeah.
yeah. That's at least that's one of the rumors. Obviously, they might not even say that she's Israeli in this film originally, but they might be changing some stuff as well, just to at least that's the rumor, obviously. But yeah, so far those are Deadpool 3 is the only 2024 film confirmed coming out next year from Marvel. And then I know that Sony has three films: Craven, Venom 3, and uh, Madame Web, which was supposed to release a trailer this week, but because I can't remember why they move it, but it's coming out next week supposedly. In fact, because of Venom, because of the strike, Venom 3 is officially moving to November 8th, 2024. Sony has said that one of the untitled Marvel movies that they had on their list for that date was actually the Venom film. They just had it on hold, waiting until the strike was over to announce it. Which now that it's over, they officially announced it.
Hmm.
Regarding Disney as well, they released this week the trailer for Inside Out 2, which is gonna be the first Pixar movie, the next Pixar movie. Elo, one or the other, however you
I think
say it.
it's
Well,
Elio.
Elio was supposed to be the first one, but just last week, Disney pushed it into 2025 alongside other films. So Inside Out 2 is gonna be the first Pixar movie coming out. That's the
I, I
trailer.
I I have thoughts on this trailer
Yeah.
because, and I was talking to Allison about this too.
Uh
Why are we only introducing new emotions now? Because if
puberty.
these
Puberty.
right in Riley, it makes sense for them to be only introduced now, but they should have been in the parents the whole time.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So like we were like, it doesn't really. It's almost like they're retconning the first film to redo it because they forgot to add these other emotions in there.
Yeah. So the trailer show introduces Anxiety, who is voiced by Maya Hawke from Stranger Things. But we know we're gonna get at least two more or three more new
There's
uh in,
four total in the trailer. One of them is embarrassment. I think one of them is an emotion I've never heard of.
in the
And
in yeah, there's a description out there, and in the poster you can see four characters. You don't see them fully. You see them like popping out of the bottom of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original poster that they were coming out of the sewer, but you can see only part of the faces. The poster is kind of similar, and you have the original characters on top, like reacting to something coming out of below the ground. But yeah, the only one that we saw on the trailer or teaser, because it was more of a teaser, was an Anxiety, who's voiced by Maya Hawke, like I said. One thing that came out later was that Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling are not going to be in the film voicing fear and disgust anymore. Tony
I
Hale,
thought their names, not the names, the voices sounded different
yeah,
in the
Tony
trailer.
Hale, who people might know as from Arrested Development, and Lisa Lapira. I don't know her, and in fact, I should have looked from where what she's been, she's done. Let me look at it
I
right
mean,
now.
Mindy Kaling, I can kind of understand. She's been in some weird controversies
Oh yeah.
since the first movie came out, but Bill Hader, I don't understand why they couldn't get him to come back.
Well, apparently the reason that it has been circulating around is that it looks like Amy Poehler was offered more money than them, and they decided to drop out of the movie because of that.
It's a dumb fucking reason.
I mean, yeah. The movie is set for summer 2024. Let's see. Lisa Lapira has been. I don't see any big movie. Probably has been a side character in the background or something.
I recognize her voice. I think she's done a lot of voice acting stuff.
I see she has
Um,
been on NCIS, uh, other TV stuff. Yeah, mostly TV stuff from what I see, and not the stuff that I watch. So probably I won't recognize her, but again, this is voicing, so it doesn't matter really.
right. I'm honestly so far she seems to fit the role of anxiety pretty well, especially from the trailer. So
hmm
I'm not mad about it.
Oh yeah,
It is going to
especially
throw me off about Mindy Kaling and Will Hader though, because I thought their voices sounded different in the trailer, and I was like, why do they sound weird? And now that makes sense.
at least I think Tony Hale is a spot on for Fear.
He has, yes.
He has that type of
There is
yeah.
a subtle difference in the inflection of the voice. Like you can kind of tell if
hmm
you're wearing like headphones and stuff. But Mindy Kaling's whoever replaced Mindy Kaling, that one's bad. It's
Yeah.
off, like really off.
Let's see. Sticking with Disney. So Disney it looks like it's gonna get in the same game as Warner Brothers, and it's gonna start licensing some other content to Netflix. But the difference is that they won't be doing that for Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, or Disney animation properties. So mostly looks like they're gonna be doing it with Fox, FX, the stuff that they got on the buyout. So you might be seeing I don't know Prey on Netflix. What else? X-Men, I guess. That kind of stuff. Those the movies that they got from Fox. They might be licensing to Netflix and probably some other companies. We'll see. So at this point, it looks like having just one. Uh, it looks like Netflix is becoming the place to get again because Warner Brothers there's some stuff from Max in there. Now Disney is doing it, so I guess some people are gonna drop Max and Disney Plus and then just go to Netflix. I don't know.
I
And
don't
then
think that a lot of like the heavy stuff still is going to end up on
yeah,
Netflix. Because when I was reading this, I was like, oh, it's mostly the stuff that they
the
got in the
thoughts,
merger.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers might be doing the most damage on that because, like I said, on December 1st they're gonna get 8 DCU movies. So at least for many people with Mats, that will be the appeal. So having Mats will be redundant if they have Netflix. At least Disney is a little smarter about that. I mean, like, oh no, we're not gonna put our heavy hitters on there.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that
Yeah.
like the MCU stuff or some of the other like bigger Disney shows are going to end up on Netflix. They might do some of the lower shit,
Oh yeah.
but they're not going to do like what Warner. I think, and the rumors I've heard is Zaslav wants to get out of streaming and
Oh yes.
completely get rid of Max,
That makes
and
sense.
he just wants to license everything out
It's
because it's
absolutely
just too expensive.
yeah. He's an idiot. There's a little.
He's a fucking dum dum.
There's one thing about him later in a couple minutes. Let's see. Then one more thing for Disney. Disney is set to release a Disney Plus and Hulu merge app beta next month. Like we were talking, Disney is pretty much on the process of buying Hulu completely. They already had like 40% of stocks on it, so they just finishing the job and they have plans to release a merch app on the spring for everyone else. So we'll see. Let's see. Before I get into the soft stuff, we got more movie announcements, and this week also was Netflix Geek Kit, Geek Kit, or whatever you say it. So that one I'm gonna leave it to last because they announced a whole bunch of stuff. Uh, like I was saying last week, we finally got our trailer for the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife and also a title. This is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and the trailer looked kind of okay. Uh, I like the fact that now Paul Rudd is more involved in the Ghostbusters. So the way that
Yeah,
the way that
or at least that's what they made it seem in the trailer. So I'm really hoping that he actually has a bigger role in this.
yeah, the way that the trailer ended actually got me. With the
Oh, I was super excited. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. I
yeah.
was very on the fence about the first one, like Afterlife,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a very weird departure from the originals. Because the originals were more campy and
Oh
kind
yeah,
of silly. This is a lot more
adventure.
sad
Yeah,
and adventurous. So I'm really excited for the next one because it was honestly really really good.
yeah. So I'm excited for this one as well. And then one of the biggest announcements of the week, I guess, Sony and Nintendo are working on a live-action Legend of Zelda film.
Jesus Christ! I saw this and I was
Yeah,
so upset. I
Shigeru
really don't want a live action Legend of
Miyamoto-san.
Zelda.
Yeah, Miyamoto-san came out on I want to say Wednesday. I didn't put when it was, but pretty much he announced the whole the news. They are working with Sony. I know Nintendo is pretty much footing like 60% of the budget for this film. So I'm hoping that that is a good thing. So Nintendo has more control over it than Sony.
I
Since
was honestly surprised they went with Sony on this because they partnered with NBC Universal and DreamWorks for the Mario movie. So I don't understand why they didn't just use Universal.
I know a lot of
It
people
was
were wondering that.
extremely bananas to me.
A lot of people are wondering why, especially since the Mario movie did a gunbusters. So
It did really well.
yeah, so now we're having a Legend of Zelda live action, and obviously because it's Sony, the jokes are that Tom Holland is going to be playing Link. People want Black Jack playing Tingle. The weird shit. Funny stuff. I was like, give me Kevin Hart as Navi because you're gonna be like, hey, listen.
The
But
one
yeah,
thing I really don't want is I really don't want like The Rock to play Ganon or
I didn't saw that one. I haven't seen that one, but there's like
Tom Holland. I don't want Tom Holland anywhere near this movie.
that one has been one of the main ones jokes that great they're gonna cast Tom Holland as Link.
I really, really, really hope not.
The only person that I've seen so far having an interest into the movie was Hunter Schaffer from Euphoria, and now the Hunger Games prequel. She wants to play they. I'm sorry, I don't know which they use, so I'm gonna say they. They want to play Princess Zelda.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I can see it. But other than that, again, just announcement and people going crazy over in the internet, fan casting and memeing and all that stuff. So
What I really would have preferred is a animated film, and
and
maybe
then yeah,
and I've heard a lot of people kind of say that they should have partnered with Studio Ghibli because that would have been amazing.
and yeah,
No one asked for live
that's
action Legend of Zelda.
and yeah, that's also one of the main things happening on the internet. People saying that they want an animated film instead of a live action.
Because it would fit better within like the way that the games play and the stories kind of play out.
Oh yeah,
It just doesn't make sense for a live action film.
yeah.
But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Also, one thing that I wasn't expecting, and I guess I forgot that it was coming out or was being made. We got the first trailer for, and in fact, I got it also while watching the Marvels. The first trailer for the musical remake of Mean Girls. This is releasing on January 12th, and I thought it was gonna be a sequel or something like that, but it's just a complete remake. The difference is it's just a musical now.
I think it's based off of a Broadway
Oh yeah,
musical.
on the Broadway musical. Yeah, it's based on that one. Again, I forgot that this was a thing that was happening, and when I saw it,
Originally, I thought it was a joke
also
when they
also
announced it.
yeah,
Like, I didn't, like, when they first released, I think it was a trailer or something came out this past week about it. And I was like, oh, so it is actually real.
I think also the reason why I was thinking that it was probably a sequel or something like that because also this week or it was last week, at the end of the week. Whatever. Either or. There was a Mean Girls Walmart commercial, but this one actually,
Yes.
but this one actually brought back pretty much the main four, except for Rachel McAdams, and they are all adults now, but they're characters from the film. So I guess that also confused my brain, thinking that this was a sequel. But yeah, this is a remake. Weird enough, the only people returning from the original film are Tina Fey, which makes sense because she pretty much wrote the original film and the Broadway show, so she has control over it. So if you're gonna cast her character, might as well do herself. And Tim Meadows as he was the principal of the school.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's coming back as well as the main character.
I'm surprised they didn't get Amy Poehler to come back as the mom.
I know that's those two are the. I think she's, I don't want to say old, but kind of old, I guess, to be the mom of that character of a
Yeah,
teenage.
I
I
guess
don't
it
know.
was almost 20 years ago. So
Yeah, at least Tina Fey is playing a teacher, so she can be any age. It won't make a difference. Kinda, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, that
I
was
just
kind
hope they
of.
don't change because I didn't watch the musical obviously because it was only on Broadway for very limited.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
either.
but I hope they didn't change too much of the story.
We only see one musical bit on the trailer, kinda. I mean, we see dancing and everything, but without any sound. But there's only one part of the trailer that is actually someone singing, and mostly just to introduce that the fact, I guess, that this is a musical. But
Right.
yeah, it will be interesting to see. Let's see. I guess we're gonna stick with Warner Brothers for a little while. The first thing is Blue Beetle is coming to Matt's on November 17th, so this Friday. I'm happy about it because I love this movie, even though it didn't make much, but hopefully it gains a cult following online. Now that it's coming to Matt's, normally that's how these kind of things work
I think a
nowadays.
lot of people didn't want to see it in theaters because they uh, didn't like what DC was doing with the rest of the
Yeah.
movies, like canceling everything. But I've heard from a lot of people that it was really good.
Yeah, so like I said, yeah, nowadays it's like the movie didn't perform well, but because of word of mouth, it made canvas really good numbers in streaming. Uh, for example, Dungeons and Dragons, I know it didn't do well money wise, but it did really well when it came to streaming and Paramount Plus.
I
Paramount
think
Plus or Peacock.
it made money in theaters, but it didn't make a lot. It was like 5 million or
Oh yeah,
something
yeah,
like
it
that
didn't. Yeah, not
worldwide.
at least not enough to make Universal. Who has
Was it Universal or was it Paramount?
Paramount? Paramount. So Paramount, yeah, Paramount. Yeah, Paramount. Yeah, to make
And
Paramount happy.
it did do very well on Paramount Plus though. So
Yes. So hopefully Blue Beetle is doing the same thing. And we know already for a fact that his character is gonna continue into the new DCU. So at least I don't have to worry about not seeing these characters again anymore. So we'll see. Uh then James Gunn, again after the strike was over, came out and confirmed that Superman Legacy is releasing on July 11th, 2025. This was the original date that they gave them. So he just pretty much confirmed that the strike didn't change much. We know for a fact, and in fact, they announced casting right after, just as the strike began, that they were done. They had casting done. So if anything, maybe just production wise was a little delay, but because of he is the head of DC. Probably he was able to finish, do some stuff in the background that didn't regard to writing. And then when the writing strike ended, probably he went back into writing. So, if anything, maybe didn't affect anything whatsoever. So we might be seeing more of Superman Legacy in the near future. And then Southside is once again in the target of the public because it was announced, and this was announced right the day after this strike was over, that Warner Brothers is shelving another movie that was pretty much completed at this point. This is
You
the yeah
you're talking about the Acme one.
yes
It was
this is
completely done. Apparently, they're canceling it to write it
oh
off,
yeah
which
yeah
I think is the
yeah
fucking dumbest thing. And apparently, it tested so well in
yes
like uh theaters, like screening theaters.
screeners. Yeah, this is the Coyote versus Acme film, starring John Cena and had the Looney Tune characters. Obviously, Willie E. Coyote was the focus on the film, as the title suggests. This was a hybrid animated live action, like your Roger
Space
Rabbit,
Jam.
Space Jam, Roger Rabbit, that kind of stuff. Like you said, it was shown on screeners, and they were all positive. A lot of people came online saying that they saw this movie done and all the stuff, and they saw it on screeners, and it was amazing. So they don't understand why. And we even have information that some people were interested into showing it, like your AMC's and Regals and
Yeah,
all
I
the
think
stuff.
people were already trying to like buy the film rights or the film's like
Yeah,
playing rights. I don't know how that works,
yeah,
but they had all this money lined up that they could have made, and they decided to just can't. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean,
yeah.
I get it's a $30 million tax write off that they can kind of now keep that $30 million. I don't know how taxes work for corporate
Yeah,
movie companies, but it's so stupid.
and obviously the internet is like mad for obvious reasons.
I was mad when I read this
Oh
because I
yeah,
was so excited for this
I
movie. It
I start
sounded hysterical.
I started reading from the directors, producers, people that were working on the FX, VFX behind animators, people that were not related to this film at all, but they saw it on these screenings, praising the film completely and just wondering what the fuck is going on in Warner Brothers. Many people in the industry, reviewers or stuff like that, they're like, Salsa has to go because this is ridiculous. This is bad.
He is destroying those two companies. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, like what the hell? Especially the movie was. I don't understand it.
It literally, I don't think there's any way to understand it. He's just
And on top of that, after the strike is over,
right. That was the weirdest thing too. Is like the strike was just announced that it was over, and then on Wednesday it was announced, Wednesday or Thursday. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're canceling this. It's
yeah,
not released."
and that's why a lot of people comments on Twitter and other spaces are like, I think he's trying to make himself be the baddest, the worst hated studio producer ever because announcing this after the strike is over. What the hell? But yeah,
It literally doesn't make any sense.
yeah. And two more things before jumping into the Netflix announcements. The first one is Insomniac announced that Miles is gonna be their main Spider-Man going forward, which it incited certain kind of people on the internet go mad, especially those people are the Peter is Spider-Man, Miles is Miles kind of people, which is,
But there was a point in the comics where Miles was Spider-Man.
I mean, Miles is a Spider-Man regardless of
Right.
Peter being alive or not.
Right. So, like, the people need to shut the fuck up. Also, I think Peter's story kind of ends at the end of Spider-Man 2, doesn't it? Or it like peaks or whatever.
There is a point that he is stopping being Spider-Man, but there's still leftovers, things over there that could
Unfinished business.
unfinished business that could potentially bring him back. He's taking a break, pretty much.
I mean, he does that in the comics too. So, like, who knows? He might come back in 3 games or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, that's a
Not
whole
that big a deal.
yeah, that's a whole point of the story. Throughout the story that Peter needs a break to be Peter Parker rather than Spider-Man, and yeah, that's a good way to end it. And again, there's so many points, many open things on the store. For sure, we're getting a Spider-Man 3. Like, there's no doubt about it. Uh, there's so many open-ended stuff that can be followed. Some of them can be done on a DLC, but there's a big one that has to be Spider-Man 3 for sure, for sure. And it involves Peter as well, so there's no way that he won't be back. Maybe on the third game for the first half we're gonna be Miles completely, and then something might be happening that will have Peter join the team, come out of retirement, and we're gonna be playing him maybe. But at least that makes sense within the story of this game. So yeah. And then the second thing is the John Wick franchise continues to be milked to death because now there's an anime in the works. We're getting an anime.
Honestly, though,
I
think that was
I
very
remember.
much Keanu Reeves's doing because he was a huge proponent for creating the Matrix anime.
Oh yeah,
So-
I remember they talked about this a while ago that
Yeah,
they want to do animation on the John Wick franchise. So this is just confirmation on that. But we're getting an anime, and I think John Wick 5 script is also being written. They confirmed this week as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're getting more John Wick stuff going.
I really hope they use the same people that did the Matrix anime because that shit was fire. That was awesome.
We'll see.
Actually, have to go back and rewatch it.
And now, and this is a big part. This week, I think it started on Monday, but most of the announcements started on Thursday. Was Netflix Geek Kit Week or whatever they want to call it. It's pretty much their San Diego Comic Con announcements kind of thing that they do twice a year. And I guess it was good for them that the strike was over, so they were able to actually talk to some people, actors, and other stuff. Now that they are able to talk about their projects, but yeah, they announced a whole bunch of stuff. One of the first things that they said regarding Stranger Things was that mostly video game content, since again, like I just said initially, they haven't even started filming shooting for season 5, right? Yeah, whatever the new season is, so they obviously have nothing on that. But for Stranger Things, they talk about video games. 11 is going back to Fortnite. I know she was introduced prior, and I know Fortnite is doing the OG thing, so wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna recycle old characters coming back. And also, yeah, go ahead.
A little weird, but I mean, I'll hold my reservations until I kind of get because this right now we don't know anything about how it's actually going to work yet, right?
Oh, okay.
So, we'll see.
And then Dead by Daylight is also bringing some Stranger Things content. Then we got our first trailer for the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender, premiering on February 22nd, 2024. It actually looks amazing.
It looks really fucking good.
Momo and Appa look great. Oh my god!
I was very afraid that they were going to change like the look. Momo, I was less worried about. Still a little worried about, but like Appa, I was so worried they were going to change like his design a lot.
Yeah, no, they
better for live action, but he looks just like he does in the animated series, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, everything looks amazing. Even we saw somebody put shots from the trailer against stuff from the animation, and they look amazing. We see Basensei in the trailer. I didn't notice until somebody put the comparison shots. But yeah, it looks great. Some people were like, "Oh, where is the fun in this? It looks like very serious." But then I'm like, I think season 1 had a little fun on that, and then it gets serious to the whole show. I mean, there's some episodes here and there that you have funny stuff, and Sokka is pretty much the comedic relief. But for the most part, the show was serious. I mean, yeah. We also,
It,
yeah. Go ahead.
did you watch the whole show?
I saw the whole show.
Okay. Because you're right. It was like mid to late season 2 is when things kind of like went off the.
They got pretty
Um,
serious, yeah. But and then
yeah.
you have some episodes here and there that they make fun of stuff, just to light out
It's
them.
still a very lighthearted show, but like, well, I think up until like season 4 or the last season that they had of the last Avatar, um, that season was very heavy, like
Yeah,
really heavy.
I
But
mean, season 3, you have Qatar doing broad bending, like that's for fucking serious stuff.
true,
And
I
then
forgot about
and
that.
there's a whole arc between season 2 and 3 that Aang is afraid to use his avatar powers. Like that's serious. So there's a lot of
True.
there's a lot of serious stuff, and I think some people are just remembering the funny, wacky stuff that happens here and there. But for the most part, the show was serious. So this one looks to be leaning into that. Uh, I hope that there's some comedy here and there, especially if they have Sokka. But yeah, I'm not worried so far. Everything that I've seen so far about this looks great, and also they announced the casting of 3 of the old avatars. Kiyoshi, which obviously makes sense that we'll see her if we are we're going to Kiyoshi Island. We saw in the trailer the Kiyoshi warriors; they look amazing. Makes sense that we might have some flashback to Avatar Kiyoshi. Uh, Avatar Roku, which also makes sense since in the trailer you can also see Roku's Island. The one that I didn't expect to see a casting about, and I don't know how much we're gonna get from him, is the last water bender avatar. I can't remember his name right now. They got casting for that guy, but I know he was on the show, but only as a flashback or during the scenes that Aang is connecting to his prior lives. But I don't think we ever saw that much of him. Mostly it was Roku and Kiyoshi. But we'll see if they change something in here and they actually have the waterbender more backstory related. We'll see. But yeah, so far everything looks about that looks great to me, and I guess I'm gonna have to get Netflix on February 22nd. The next thing that we got was an announcement for Arcane season 2. It was just a short teaser, but they confirmed that it will be coming back on November 2024. So great. We got the first trailer for Ultraman animated film in 2024. I like the animation on this. It looks like they're pulling a lot from the lore, but also making it their own thing. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't.
Yeah, it
I,
was.
I, I've heard like really good things about it. I just never got around to watching it.
Well, this is
I'm
just
not.
this is a new animated film. It doesn't have. It's not connected, as far as I know, to the Ultraman animated series that Netflix has. That one is,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's not connected at all. This one is that one is, it was very it has this weird 3D animation, and the design of the Ultraman were very robotic. This one is more in line with the Ultraman that from the Japanese shows. Like it's actually like looks like a latex suit or a Sentai suit or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, the film it's an animated film coming in 2024. We got confirmation that Star Trek Prodigy first season is coming to December 25th on Netflix. We know this was Paramount Plus, I think. No, yeah, Paramount Plus. Did the same thing as some other streamers have been doing. Well, they've been doing the same thing to some other shows. They cancel the show and then remove it completely from the streamer. So the people behind the show were trying to save it and ship it around, and Netflix was the one to save it. We know season 2 is coming next year to Netflix as well, and there are hopes from fans that might be getting more out of that. We'll see. Let's see. Another announcement that they did is, and once again talking about Netflix, pretty much getting all these movies now and stuff. The Super Mario Bros. Film is coming to Netflix on December 3rd. Even though you can see it right now on Paramount Plus or Peacock. One of the two.
Peacock.
I can't
I think
remember.
it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
I'm not that surprised about the movie being available on other streaming platforms because Universal wants to make as much money as possible. I mean, even though right now it is the highest grossing, or was the highest grossing. I think Five Nights at Freddy's might actually beat
Yeah.
it. Which did not have that on my bingo card this year. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to other platforms at some point later on too.
And then let's see. They showed the trailer for Jurassic World Chaos Theory. This is a new animated series that, until the last shot of the trailer, I did not nobody realized, but it looks like to be a sequel to Camp Cretaceous. The difference is like there's gonna be a older cast, the younger cast now older. So I wasn't expecting that, but I'm excited about it. It's coming on 2024 because I really like Camp Cretaceous. It was a really addition to the Jurassic World lore. It went from 4 seasons, I think, and at least the first 3 seasons connected to the movies as they were coming out, and the fourth season was its own thing, but still a great addition to the lore of Jurassic World. So I'm glad that they're continuing with this, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. Have you seen the show?
I have not seen it. Kevin keeps talking about it though. And
Yeah,
it's
really
on
good.
my long list of things eventually to watch.
Yeah, it's really good. We got the first trailer for Yu Yu Hakusho live action. It's coming out on December 14th, actually.
This one I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. I thought it was coming out sometime next year. But
Nope, this year.
I'm not mad about it.
I never seen the original show, so you pretty much might be the expert here. What do you think? Did you saw the trailer to begin with?
I saw clips of the trailer. I didn't see the whole thing yet.
Okay.
I kind of want to see like a full, like it definitely is not as accurate to the anime from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I might need to go back and rewatch it again, but they kind of changed some of the characters a little bit too. I guess because they kind of have to in order to fit them into the live action space.
Yeah.
I do not like the guy that they got for Kuwabara. I cannot stand it. He just doesn't look the same. He doesn't sound the same. He's very different, and it's jarring to me. We didn't really get a whole lot of Hiei or Kurama, so I might hold my reservations on them. Hiei is a little weird though because he's not. From what I can tell, he's not short in the live action, and he's short in the anime, like really short. So that's a little weird. But the guy they got for Yusuke is not terrible. I was very worried at first that it was going to be very different, but so far he's okay. I kind of want to see another trailer or another,
I mean, you may see
from the show or something.
Couple more because the show is coming out in 3 weeks, more or less.
Yeah, I really hope they drop some more because I really want to see like a little bit more before it comes out. I mean, obviously, we now got Netflix because of Allison's parents have it with their T-Mobile plan, so they were able to log in to our TV, so we can go back and watch it again. But I don't know. I'm holding reservations. I mean, the One Piece did kind of pleasantly surprise me a lot, so could be good, especially considering it was produced by Netflix Japan and not Netflix America.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely good.
That's one thing. also that what you call it? People are talking about that it doesn't look bad because it looks like it's done mostly by I think it's yeah it is by Netflix Japan rather than the piece of shit that was the Dead Note movie
The Death Note, and you completely forgot about the Cowboy Bebop, which was
and
an
Cowboy Bebop.
atrocity.
That was also full on Netflix US rather than Japan.
So I am a little bit happier, but I still hold reservations until I watch,
And I know
like until
some
it
people
comes out.
and I know some people were a little negative about it because they were like, "Oh, it looks like it's not a well produced stuff," and then some people were like, "Well, most of the stuff produced by Japan, the live action stuff, looked like this." So I don't know what you're complaining about, especially when it comes to TV.
Yeah, I've seen some other live action adaptations of other anime and stuff in the past, and
And
they were
even
produced obviously by Japan,
and
and
even
they
some of
kind of
them
look
are
very similar.
and
So it's
even
like,
some of them are worse looking.
yeah, there are some bad ones. So, eh, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. They announced also an animated series for The Witcher. Sirens of the Deep is in work for late 2024, and the big news about this is that the voice from the video games, the voice of Gerald from the video games, is voicing Gerald in this animation or animated series. I was like, what?
Interesting.
I was watching the trailer. I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and they were like, oh yeah, it's the guy that played Gerald in the video games. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it sounds like him. Interesting. They also teased some other stuff. They showed TBS videos about all the stuff that are coming next that didn't show much. One of them was Devil May Cry. Studio Mirror is involved in that. Also in this animated Witcher series, which is interesting. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, the guy from Castlevania was talking about that. That he loves the video games and other stuff similar to Castlevania. So I'm pretty confident that the show is gonna be great, especially if it's the same guy. We saw blooper reel for One Piece season one. They were promoting One Piece as part of this, and people were like excited about something, and it was just a blooper reel. So I'm like, ah, man, I expected something else. But I guess they couldn't announce much yet. I mean, we know there's a second season coming out, so I don't know what else they can announce since, again, the strike just ended. So, yeah. Let's see. Yesterday they had a teaser that they're gonna be making a Terminator anime, and I don't know how to react. I think I didn't know I wanted a Terminator anime, but also the moment that they started playing the music from the movie, the dun dun dun, I was like, oh shit, I think I want this.
The best part about this is it's being done by the same people that created the Ghost in the Shell anime.
I
So
know.
if anybody can do it, it's them. Because if you really think about it, Ghost in the Shell is very much a Terminator anime,
Yeah,
just more fucked up. So I'm excited.
I was like, dun 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 dun. I was like, wait, is this what I think? Yeah, Terminator. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I wanted this. Let's see if I'm missing something else. What are you?
They announced 3 games are going to be adapted into animated series. Hades, Braid, and Death's Door. I don't think you didn't mention that before, did you?
Which ones?
Hades, Braid, and Death's Door.
Oh, I think I saw they're coming to Netflix games because I got into the gaming. They're pretty much just doing their iOS version of games, and they're moving under the Netflix banner.
Oh,
Yeah, they're not making Hades shows. I will be all over the moon if they do a Hades show, but they're not doing it.
I don't know why everyone's freaking out about this then, because
They just
I saw a bunch of people that are like, "Oh, Hades
I
is coming to Netflix."
I think people were confused about that. I doubled
Okay,
I because when I saw Hades, I was like, "Are they going on a TV show?" But then I double checked. I was like, "No, it's just coming under the Netflix gaming banner.
that's dumb as
It's
shit.
going to
I was
iOS.
so hyped for that
Yeah,
too because
it's going
Hades
to
as an
iOS.
animated series would have been amazing.
I know. Is it still this event is still going today? Apparently today they're gonna show a new trailer for Rebel Moon Part One. Also, one thing that they also show or announce or talked about that Zack Snyder confirmed that his Evil Dead, no, it wasn't. Army of the Dead movies and Rebel Moon are set in the same universe, whatever that means, because one movie is set in space in a region far, far away, and the other one is on Earth.
Wait. So
So
his Dawn of the Dead and Army of the Dead movies are set in the same universe as us.
is his Army of the Dead is set in the same universe as Rebel Moon.
Didn't we also do the Dawn of the Dead movie that was in the early 2000s?
Yes, but that's a remake of the Romero films. That has nothing to do.
Oh, I thought that the Army of the Dead that he did was a sequel to
No,
that.
no, 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 no. A lot of people thought that, but this is something.
God, okay.
Yeah, we even have another movie set in the from that uh, from the same franchise, but some reason doesn't have any zombies. It's a prequel for one of the characters. I mean, it was actually interesting, but yeah, it make I was kind of weird. It was kind of weird when they promoted it as a part of the Army of the Dead, and it was a prequel set before the zombie apocalypse. I was like, what? But whatever. They also show a trailer for the new TV show called Dead Boy Detectives. This is a DC franchise that is mostly tied to the whole Sandman stuff. In fact, Neil Gaiman wrote them, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's the premise is these two boys that are detectives and they just happen to be dead. They're ghosts, and they go around solving mysteries in this spooky universe, and they're trying to hide from death, who is looking for them to bring them to the other side. So we'll see how it does, and hopefully Netflix doesn't cancel it after one season.
Interesting.
They showed this trailer for, is it a show or movie? But some Korean sci-fi production called, and I'm gonna butcher this, Ginseong Creatures, I think. Uh, Coming on December 22. Apparently, supernatural creatures and humans facing in this hospital. I still don't see whether it's a movie or a film, but it's a Korean production. It's just streaming on Netflix, which they have a lot of that, anyways. They released a new trailer for Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, which is in fact debuting next week. So I'm gonna have to see how I do that. Let me see. More video games. Hades, yeah, Hades coming to iOS next year via Netflix. So that's the announcement. Oh yeah, they announced this animated show that is based on the Spotting Kitties Cats Kittens.
Oh, the card game.
Yeah, this is called God Cat. So apparently God is coming to Earth and he is stuck in the body of a cat and stuff.
How strange.
Yeah, it's a one of those comedy, ranchy comedy stuff because you can see the main character like swearing and all that stuff. It looks kind of fun, but we'll see if it doesn't go the way of Big Mouth, which I don't like to be honest, and I don't know how it has 5 seasons or whatever. But apparently, it has the creators of Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill behind it. So again, we'll see. More games. They announced a new season of Sonic Prime. Apparently, it's going into season 3. Wow, I didn't know. The Boy Detectives. Also, they show a trailer for the next Bobby Brown film, Damsel, coming on Netflix on 2024. Pretty much, the movie's just trying to what you call it, do a reversal on the damsel in distress princess theme, since she's supposed to be a princess or something like that in this fantasy world, and instead of waiting for the prince to come and save her, she takes stuff on her own hands, kind of thing. Let's see. One Piece. They talk more about Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. They didn't show much, only behind the scenes production for the series. Again, this is produced by Legendary with Crystal Dynamics and animated by Powerhouse Animation. Haley Atwell is voicing Lara Croft in this, so yeah. They show a new trailer for Masters of the Universe Revolution. This is the second. Yeah, I think this is the second series in the Master of the Universe new reboot series that Kevin Smith is producing. I like the first two, so I'm excited about this one. This looks,
is he attached to this though? Still?
yeah, he is.
Okay.
Uh, and obviously Mark Hamill is voicing Skeletor, so amazing.
That casting, I did not know I needed it until I heard it, and I was like, it's fucking perfect.
Yes. So excited to see more. It looks like you can see it on the trailer. Hordak from the Shira show is actually in this. So maybe they're gonna introduce Shira eventually in this season. Maybe, maybe not. They show a trailer for this show called Blood of Zeus. Apparently it has a second season now. Coming on 2024. The animation from the trailer that I saw looks very much like Castlevania, but I'm not really sure what this show is about, other than obviously it is Greek mythology based, because God of Zeus, and you can see other uh, Greek creatures in this. So yeah, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know. They show more about Blue Eye Samurai, which I believe is already airing on Netflix. I saw some people commenting about the show.
Yeah, I don't know if
already.
they've got advanced screening to it or if it's out yet, but I've
Oh
heard
no,
good things so far.
never mind. I'm looking at the Netflix Geekit account. It is streaming right now, so yeah, never mind. Let's see. Just checking in case I missed something. The Witcher. Blue Eye. More video games. More video games. They showed this trailer for this anime called Akuma-kun and Mephisto 3. Oh no, Akuma-kun, sorry. Which is streaming now apparently, but I like the animation on this. It looks very unique. It looks like Akuma-kun. Akuma-kun. It looks like a Demon Slayer. It looks like the character is a Demon Slayer slash Exorcist or whatever, but the animation style is mostly like fuck I'm trying to remember this name. Shin-chan. Have you seen Shin-chan?
Oh, yes.
It's kind of in the same vein, so it looks like mostly
Balls to the wall, absolute insanity.
and comedy. Yeah, although I see the trailer has some action, so I don't know. Maybe it's fusing both, but the characters have that whimsical animation style. So I'm gonna see if I can see reviews about it online to see how it is. Let's see. More video games. They show a trailer for Code 8 Part 2. This was a film that had Stephen Amell and his cousin. What's his name? I forgot his name. And I didn't expect it to be a sequel to this thing, to be honest. Uh, the first movie was very generic. One more of the people had powers and there is a government conspiracy to control them or whatever. Let's see. They show a new series called Three Body Problem, which apparently is based on a science fiction book. I don't have that many opinions on this one because I have no idea what it is about. So, but one of the guys on this is he was Sam in Game of Thrones. So, Sam Tarly. Let's see what else. They showed the trailer for this thriller film called Leave the World, which they already announced already. So not much on that, at least for me. They show this comedy action from the guys of Cobra Kai called Obliterated, which is premiering on November 30. I don't have much opinion on that one. Also, they showed this teaser for a film coming on January 4th, 2024 from the brother's son. Michelle Yeoh is in this one. It looks like the premise is like she's involved with some mafia or something like that, and her kids had no idea, and now they're getting involved, and obviously everyone is a badass. So, including Michelle Yeoh is doing cool action in this, so I might check that. And I think that's it. I don't see anything else that we haven't talked or they haven't announced prior.
For Netflix, you're talking about stuff. Right?
Yeah, for Netflix. Yeah. I don't know if you have something else either for Netflix or in general that I missed.
The Golden Joystick Awards were apparently on Friday night.
Mm-hmm. And these are for those that don't know, like me. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's video games because joystick.
Yes. So the Golden. This is the 41st annual Golden Joystick Award. So basically, it's supposedly. I don't know exactly how the voting works, but it's open voting for anybody. Supposedly, you can go and vote on what you think should be Game of the Year or what you think should be, Nintendo's Game of the Year or whatever. And best storytelling, like Baldur's Gate 3 won a lot. They won best community, they won best storytelling, best visual design, ultimate game of the year, and then PC game. And then they were also a couple of like the voice actors won for best supporting performer and some other stuff. And Larian won for studio of the year, which makes sense. I don't know if it's necessarily game of the year, but I'm glad that Larian's getting the recognition.
Mm-hmm.
The best Nintendo game of the year was Tears of the Kingdom, which
it makes sense.
I like Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know if it was necessarily their best game this year. And the hype for it kind of died off pretty quickly.
I mean, I haven't played any other Nintendo game this year other than actually no, Pokemon as well. But I guess Tears of the Kingdom was better.
But everyone was really pissed off about Xbox's Game of the Year was Starfield, which
oh yeah,
I understand why it's Starfield because people are still talking about it. It came out 4 months ago, whatever it was, and people are still talking. Everyone's like, "Oh, Hi-Fi Rush should have won." Like, Hi-Fi Rush was a good game, yeah, but no one was talking about it 3 weeks after the game came out. It was just dead. I like the game. It's good, but I don't think that it's anywhere near as good as Starfield. I mean, yeah, there probably were other games that were released on Xbox this year that probably should have won, but nothing is talked about as Starfield. The PlayStation one really kind of perplexed me because
Who won?
voting for this ended on October 16th, apparently.
Okay. Also, Spider-Man didn't make it. No, wait.
No,
Oh yeah, they didn't make it because it came out on the 20th.
right. Just a few days before Spider-Man came out.
Oh
is when
my
the
god!
voting
So
was.
who won?
Resident Evil 4,
Huh?
which I kind of don't understand.
I would think Life of P.
I would
Because I
have
know a
thought
lot of
Resident
people
Evil
were
would have been
raving
on here
about it. Yeah.
somewhere because people are still talking about it. People are still talking about how great it is, and I'm still great. I like the game a lot. But Resident Evil voted on Resident Evil 4 for some reason. And then the most wanted game for next, like the most hyped about game is Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Okay, that makes sense.
which makes a lot of sense. No Man's Sky did win an award for the Still Playing, which they just apparently announced that award this year, or for this year, because it's still getting updates. People are still playing it.
Oh yeah.
I might buy No Man's Sky at some point. I keep hearing really good things about it now. So
I keep
who knows?
coming in and back out of it, but every update that they've been doing has been good.
So I might play it, especially since it'll probably go on sale again this year for the Steam sale. So if it goes on sale, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
The one that a lot of people were kind of also upset about was the best game expansion, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty one, and people were kind of upset about it because there were some other games. Yeah, I don't know why, but
I haven't played, but I've been hearing really good things about that.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things about it. The Elder Scrolls community was upset because Elder Scrolls Online Necrom, which came out this year, was, part of the voting but didn't win, which I didn't think it should have won. The Elder Scrolls expansions are kind of meh lately, so Phantom Liberty basically changed the entire game.
Also, I would think that this Elder Scrolls Online fandom will live mostly on PC rather than PS5 or PS4 or whatever than PlayStation.
Right. Exactly. Well, actually, no. Elder Scrolls Online, you can play it on PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mostly will assume that they live mostly on PC related stuff rather than.
Yeah. That's true.
At least to be mad enough that it's not winning a PlayStation thing.
The one I was more surprised about, and I'd never heard of this game until the Joystick Awards, was the best indie game. I really thought Dave the Diver, Pizza Tower, or Dredge were, but this game called Sea of Stars somehow won, which I had never heard about until like they announced the people in this category.
Yeah.
Because like Pizza Tower's been like hyped as shit, and I've been seeing people play it on Twitch even still now. And Dave the Diver was like a huge hit, so I'm a little surprised. At least I was surprised. But yeah, first Game Awards show this year, and to nobody's surprise, Baldur's Gate 3 is sweeping right now. Which honestly, even if I don't think the game should have won, I'm still excited that it is winning because it's really sending a middle finger to all the bigger studios that like you can spend 12 years making a game and it'll still be good. And you don't have to push out the same garbage all the time.
So I guess it's gonna make gangbusters at the Game Awards.
I really hope it's gonna make waves at the Game Awards. I don't remember when is that by the way.
December something, I think.
And that's not voted on by us, that's voted on by the reviewers, right?
The Game Awards.
The VGAs.
2023. Let's see when it's happening. December 7th. Let's
Who
see.
votes on this though?
That's what I'm looking right now. How are the nominees selected? Nominees for most categories of the awards are chosen by international jury of over 100 global media and influencers outlets. Selected for the history critical video game evaluation. Specialized juries also convene on other categories, including esports, accessibility, and best adaptation. Each voting outlet completes a confidential and ranked ballot based on the collective and diverse opinion of its entire editorial staff, listing out of its top 5 choices in each category. Ballots are tabulated, and then 5 games that appear on the most ballots are put forth as nominees. In the event of a tie, 6 or more nominees will be announced in each category. For the voting, how are winners selected? Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury, 90%, and a public fan voting, 10%. Oh, so we can vote. Fans can vote for the favorite games on the gameawards.com and on our Discord server. In China, fans can vote via this, and that. Fan voting closes on Wednesday, December 6th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So you can actually vote for some stuff, I guess. But for the
I'm
most
assuming
part,
that they probably let us do because the 10% is probably the deciding factor on certain things like the game of the year or best studio and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I didn't know
So
that the nominees don't get announced until 13th. So we still
yeah,
have
I'm looking at this. Yeah,
literally tomorrow.
yeah. The nominees are gonna be announced tomorrow, and then you're gonna be able to vote, I guess, after that until December 6th. But
Interesting.
yeah, tomorrow they're announcing the nominees.
I'm excited for this year. I don't normally like the Game Awards. I think they're stupid. But this year I think it's going to be a little bit different because we've had such a weird gaming cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see what ends up getting announced. Like obviously we're going to see probably Starfield on there. We're going to see
Oh yeah,
Baldur's Gate 3. Spider-Man's going to be on
Spider-Man.
there.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda and Breath of the Wild won for Game of the Year when it came out, so I don't know if that's going to make a big difference for Tears of the Kingdom this year.
That's true.
Honestly, I don't think that it should win. I think Spider-Man or Baldur's Gate should probably win, but we'll see.
Yeah, Life of P as well.
Lies of P. I really hope that
Lies
that
of P.
studio gets something because that game is really good. It is a great, well-designed game. Allison says it's a direct ripoff of Bloodborne, which kind of is, but I
mean,
like it a lot.
What I seen people say when they describe this game is Pinocchio Bloodborne.
It's exactly what it is.
That's basically what I've been seeing when people describe this game. That's what it is.
It's don't get me wrong, it's an incredible game. I don't know that it's Game of the Year edition or Game of the Year quality, but it definitely deserves some sort of like best action game or best RPG, not RPG because that's probably going to be bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It definitely deserves to win something. Best world design or something. I don't know. But I'm excited. I really, again, don't normally like or pay attention to the Game Awards because it's always bullshit every year. But I think again this year might be a little different. So I'm really curious to see what happens.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that was the only other thing that I had.
I just remember two things. This is regarding mostly to parks and kind of stuff. The first one I saw, the Orlando airport is using the same space that, or rather, Universal in the Orlando airport is using the same space that they use for that pop-up Halloween Horror Nights store.
Tribute store.
Yeah, the tribute store that they use. They're using it now for the holidays. For whatever the holiday is, tribute store, I guess, the same thing. So actually, I think that's a good idea that they keep that little side for and rotate every season for whatever holidays that they do. Uh, because that was a lifesaver when it came to getting some stuff prior to going to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I am excited to see that. I mean, the airport definitely needs some help. There are a lot of places that are just completely empty right now, and I think
Mhm.
that's just because of the way the economy is. But I'm excited to see Universal kind of expand out a little bit more, especially for the tribute stores. That's kind of fun. I don't know what
Yes,
they would do after Christmas. I mean, maybe Mardi Gras, but
I'm good. Yeah, I will guess that Mardi Gras will be next, and then I don't know what else. Because that's one thing I haven't checked on Universal, the events or celebrations or whatever that they do, other than Halloween Horror Nights, obviously. And now I'm aware they do also holidays theme stuff. But I haven't checked what else do they do. I'm gonna guess Mardi Gras is the next one, and I don't know what else. But like I said, that would be a great idea, especially some people might not be going to the parks, but they see the merch over there, and they might shop it or decide to go to the parks because of the merch. Or just like me, they're gonna go to the parks, but they want to be ready and just get some merch ahead of time.
right. I'm excited. And then I
Yeah.
think Jollywood Nights, the first night was on Friday night, and
Oh, so yeah, that was my second topic regarding to parks. So Merry Christmas actually was on Friday night. Jollywood Nights was yesterday, and oh boy, it looks like it's a mess. At least on day one.
it definitely did not go off without any hitches. It had
Apparently,
some it
yeah.
had some problems with the nighttime shows, and I think one of the projection things wasn't working at first or something. I was reading.
So the stuff that I saw were the complaints that I saw first lines for everything, which I will assume on day one will be the case, especially since you have all your YouTubers and TikTokers and all that stuff going to the same the park on the same fucking day. Because everyone that wants to go on the first day, obviously there will be huge lines. Other complaints that I saw, someone was saying that they had an appointment, or yeah, an appointment for one of the bars in there, and they were told that they will be called 10 minutes in 10 minutes because they have an appointment ahead of time for whatever time it was. They were never called and they had to wait like 2 hours. Some people were complaining about some of the food in some of the places. They looked to be cold. There were some stuff sold out real quick, and uh, other stuff, which is mostly the complaints that you see at the parks, were that some of the stuff looked to be too expensive and too little.
Yeah, some of
Then
the food options were definitely a little bit more lackluster than what it was kind of described as, which I'm not that surprised about. The one good thing though is like all of the shows, like the Christmas themed one that they do, where the Beauty and the Beast live on stage is, was supposedly amazing because I think it's like a rendition of Nutcracker or something. And then they have the Muppet one, which is supposedly really, really, really fun. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, the biggest complaints so far are that they sold out apparently within the first 2 hours of the party for a lot of stuff, which is kind of disheartening. But it's the first time they're doing it at Hollywood Studios, so I'm not that surprised. I just don't think they were prepared enough, which is kind of sad. But hopefully, when we go on the 16th of December, it's not a shit show.
yeah, other stuff that I saw, and this is mostly peaky. Well, not peaky, but I saw people who did. Oh, I think Disney Parks account or something like that posted that they were debuting a brand new character for this event. That it was the first unique character or exclusive to the parks in 30 years, and people were like, No, it's not. And they were putting out other samples and getting mad. But that was a small thing. Um, the one thing that I saw that I really, really, really like, and hopefully the next following days, nights, is better and actually will entice for both Disney to make it again and for me going, is the Muppet Show.
Yeah, I so far it is getting really good reviews.
I saw videos of that. I was like, oh shit, I want to go because pretty much is Piggy and Carmick hosting the whole show and having some other characters show up, but it's pretty much a Muppet show. So I'm
It's
excited.
through and through. It's fun. It's supposedly really well done. Like the videos I saw look amazing. So I am so excited to do it. And I really, really hope they do it next year because I would love for you to come with us and see it too. Because I know you love the Muppets probably more than I do.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I saw show wise is Nightmare Before Christmas sing along, and
Yes,
is the Jack figure a projection because there's no way there's a person in there,
I
and I
don't.
didn't
It's
and I
very
didn't
hard to tell from the videos that I saw. But
yeah,
I think he's gonna show.
and I didn't saw anyone in the back in a black costume just like they do on the Halloween event at Magic Kingdom that you can see the puppeteers in the back.
Right.
Is
Yeah, I'm
I
not
didn't.
100% sure. It's very hard to tell.
There's a boogie that you can actually tell is a person in the costume. I think it's the same person that does the same costume that they do for the Sanderson's event show during Halloween. But
Yeah.
but that Jack looks like a projection. There's no way that that's a puppet or a person in there. At least based on the videos that I saw.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell. I really, really, really want to see that show. Just that and the Muppets one are my two top twos, like tied, that I really want to do.
And obviously the food because I saw they have a section that is Hispanic, and I
Yes.
saw they had tamales and chicharrones with yuca fries. I was like, oh, yes, I want that.
They have a lot of interesting stuff for this. Again, hopefully they get their shit together for the next, because there were only eight of these, I think, 8 Jollywood nights. For yeah, and there were very limited Saturdays available. So I'm really hoping that they get their stuff together by the time we can go. Because I really, really, really am excited about that, especially after last night. It looked amazing. And yeah, there were some hiccups. It's to be expected, especially for the first time.
Yeah, and then what else? Oh yeah, and then I've been seeing videos about Merry Christmas as well. Uh, it looks interesting. Everything that they show. Apparently there's a meet and greet with Jack as well in his Santa Claus costume. And yeah, and the food always looks amazing, and the parade obviously. I saw that. I believe I saw a version of that parade when I went with my family like 10 years ago or something to this day during Christmas. Obviously, it's not the same because the Frozen characters are in this, and Frozen wasn't a thing back then, or at least
They do during Christmas season do
yeah,
a modified parade that's more Christmas themed that
yeah,
everybody can go to, and then they
yeah.
have
I
a
saw.
more heavy one during the very Merry Christmas.
Okay, so yeah, because I don't think there was and anyways, we went to during the day, so we saw that during the day parade. Anyways, but yeah, looks interesting as well. The food always looks amazing, and just like with the Halloween, you get free stuff. But in this case, I saw you get a gingerbread cookie and hot chocolate.
Yes, they
Oh,
have
and
hot chocolate stands, I think, everywhere.
yeah, and apparently also you get an ornament for the tree. That is it is a nice ornament from what I saw. It's one of those toy soldiers, and it says "Merry Christmas," whatever, 2023.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what I thought it was a pin at first, but I guess it makes more
No,
sense if it's a
it is.
tournament.
Yeah, it is. It is a true thing.
That's cool. I don't think they handed anything out at the Jollywood Nights, but I could be wrong. I didn't see anybody mention it specifically, so I have to go back and watch some more videos as they come out today.
Yeah. Also for
but
the Jollywood nights, when you leave, apparently you get a coaster as well with the logo of the event and everything.
that's kind of cheesy, but whatever.
Yeah.
One thing I did see is they made it snow over by where the
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hollywood
So
Tower
that.
Hotel is, like the Tower of Terror. But like there were some technical glitches last night, so it like was working but wasn't working, and then I think the projection stopped working at one point. But then
Oh
once
yeah.
it was, because I was watching someone live stream it last night for a little bit.
Oh.
Later in the night, it was working perfectly. It looked so cool.
And then
so
yeah,
excited.
and then the other thing that I saw that almost they didn't do the fireworks show because it was raining early during the event.
Yeah, that was the other thing because they had some technical problems because of the rain last night. So
Yeah, but
some things were working, some things weren't, and they kind of had to delay some stuff.
yeah, but in the end, apparently it died down enough so they were able to do the fireworks show. But yep, there's a lot of chick talk about it on Twitter, and I'm gonna guess also YouTube. But we'll see. I never expect these shows to be great on first day. Obviously, honestly,
Same.
that's why I never go to anything on the first day. But yeah, that's all I have. Unless you have something else that I forgot.
No, I don't have anything else. I think that'll
And
do it for this
yeah,
week's episode.
and like I said, we'll be taking a break because of the holidays, and we'll be coming back in second week of January. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, and all the and Kwanzaa, and any other festivals and any other celebration that you guys might have. And yes, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that is gonna be coming out in the next couple weeks. Like Monarch in Apple TV, Scott Pilgrim on Netflix, and yeah, many more things. Echo, I think, is coming on January the 1st.
January, yeah.
Actually, we might be back by the time that one comes out, and everything is gonna drop at the same day. So I should be able to pinch it and give my reviews on that. But yeah, movie wise, we have Aquaman as well coming soon. Napoleon. So yeah, a lot of movies, a lot of stuff. So we're gonna have plenty to talk. Yeah, we're gonna have plenty to talk to about when we come back.
100%. Cool. So yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode. And like Caesar just said, happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year, happy Kwanzaa, happy Christmas. And we will see you guys in the new year.
Bye. See you next year.
Take care, everyone.